Hi, my name is Ethan Dritz, and my primary task for this assignment was to do the parallel processing. So I got to learn a little bit about, one, for how C works, but also how computers handle threads and essentially allow them to multitask at the same time with doing multiple things at once. It was a little challenging to figure out why the threads were working in different orders and how they handle variables, but once we got it working, it was probably one of the best parts of the project.
Wait, so how are you going to apply what you learned in your next assignment?
That's a good question. Parallel processing is used everywhere in programming. It's used for multitasking, it's used to save time, save space, and so it's basically used everywhere. I expect we're probably going to use it in future assignments, but also in just about any job besides web.
Hi, my name is Peter. My task for this assignment was same as Ethan. I worked on the parallel programming with C. And what I've learned with this assignment was that I learned the basic model of how parallel programming works and how it will like shorten the runtime. And I would say the hardest part of this was actually learning learning C, because I never like coded in C before, so
yeah,
it was
because C has a weird syntax.
Yeah, it was hard to understand, but the basic concept-wise, I kind of understand it, And I would say in the future class and future job, we would definitely apply this, because its primary task is just to save time and makes it faster.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's like the base of coding. You make the shortest and fastest to run. So yeah.
My name is Jamal Ashby, and I worked on the ARM assembly programming for this project. What I've learned that while using ARM for the variables, you have to load them to a specific register before you're actually able to manipulate them, which is different from the x86, where you don't necessarily have to load a variable to a register to be able to manipulate it. Using what I've learned, next time I'll be able to understand the proper time I'll be able to differentiate between ARM assembly and x86 programming, and when you should load a variable into to load a variable to a register to be able to manipulate them. The worst part, or the most challenging part of this project to me, was working around the terminal, and making sure my syntax was correct for the assembler to process my code.
Alright, hi, my name is Studi Rana. My main task for assignment 2 was to work on the parallel programming skills foundation questions, and also to work on putting the report together and then uploading this YouTube video. For assignment 2, I learned how to identify the different Raspberry Pi components and architecture. I also learned the differences between the x86 programming that we're doing in class right now and the ARM assembly programming. Learning about the components of Raspberry Pi and learning the basics of parallel and ARM programming will help with the future assignments, because I'll know the basic foundations of what to work on. The best experience of this assignment was when we were all able to work on the program together and ask each other questions and then build off of one another, because we really got to learn and collaborate that way. The most challenging experience was because this is midterms week. It was honestly really hectic to work on this assignment and get together and allot time for this, but at the end we all got it done.
Hello, my name is Alif Dastagir. For this assignment, my task was to work on the ARM assembly programming with Jamal. What I've learned from this assignment was that there's different syntax and how to do different stuff between x86 and the ARM assembly programming. How I'll apply this in future projects and classes. For future projects, I'll use it to do the ARM assembly programming, and for classes, I'll use it in our Comport class. And what is the best and most challenging? The best part was when the program worked and everything, and the worst, I don't think there was anything bad. any worst experience that we encountered. Everything worked for us. So.